The system that we have is so fucking absurd, and it needs to change. It shouldn't be an electoral college, and delegates shouldn't be able to decide who they're going to vote for, despite what the state votes for. There shouldn't be super delegates. All this is craziness.
Right.
We have an antiquated, nonsensical system that was developed back when people wrote with feathers. Well, you have to really fucking think about that. And for whatever dumbass reason, we continue to use the same thing. And anytime anybody talks about reforming it or changing it or updating it or coming out with new models, everybody freaks the fuck out.
Right.
Like it's some sacred fucking scroll that Jesus wrote. We found in a clay pot.
We've updated everything. Why can't we update this?
It's stupid as fuck. And the only reason why it's in place at all, like this electoral college and representative government, is because you couldn't talk directly to the leaders.
Right.
You couldn't talk directly to the government. It was too hard. But we have all these new tools in place, and the idea that we're not using them, like we're not using the internet, we're not using social media, we're not using our instantaneous ability to communicate with each other to find out what we actually want as a collective group. The fact that that's, and also we should agree, there should be like parameters where things can't get passed. There should be like parameters where we all agree. Okay, we cannot set aside any rules or create any laws that intentionally victimize certain segments of the population. We all agree on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like we make a new constitution type thing. We all agree on that. Everyone agrees on that, right? Right. So when anything comes up, whether it's about gay marriage or whether it's about fucking whatever it is, you look at that and you go, okay, is this a law that would victimize intentionally certain aspects of our population? And if so, we can't do it, especially if they're not doing anything to anybody else. We should have like rules like that. Like we could update and make a real simple new constitution that would be way better. And we'd keep most of this shit in the original. Most of the ideas of freedom of speech, but update it to represent what we're dealing with today. Because what's free speech is today is very different than standing on a box and yelling into a courtyard without a microphone. Because that's what people were doing, writing something down and not being worried about being killed for it. We all agree on that kind of stuff. But we should figure out, like, what are these, how many of these laws are good? How many of these laws make any fucking sense? How many of these laws are we just have because they've been around forever and nobody examines them?
Seems like every day you turn on the news, more and more crazy shit. It's like, when are we going to realize we shouldn't have a fucking president? It's a ridiculous idea to have a popularity contest, see who controls everything. Because if you could go back in time and grab Thomas Jefferson and bring him to 2018, his first question would be, you guys didn't write any new shit? Dude, I wrote that with a feather. I did it by fire. It's the only way I can see what I was writing. You lazy fucks. You guys have phones in your pocket and spaceships. But the wisdom of the scroll shall not be adjusted. What the fuck does that even mean? Who told you that? Who told you that, bro?